Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today is Samhain Eve. At least when I'm filming it, it is. So I am doing Samhain readings with three cute little bats and the Magical Forest Tarot. Well, the Tarot of the Magical Forest. So these are going to be messages from ancestors who I hope appreciate the cuteness of the bats and the cuteness of the cards. But anyway, the messages will be lovely. Anyway, so look into these, feel into these, feel which card and perhaps which bat you are interested, you feel has a message for you from ancestors. We have a little black and gold bat. We have a bat with a cute face and purple wings, and we have a cute flying fox bat. And so which one of them has a message for you from ancestors? You know, bats were sometimes seen as the soul as it was flying around while you were sleeping, so it's kind of appropriate. And it's also Samhain, and there's a Halloween connection and all that. Anyway, which one has a message for you? I will put timestamps for each pile in the description, and I will see you there. Bye! Hello, black and gold bat people. So, first of all, I'm going to turn over the card. If it's upside down, I'm going to turn it right side up because we're not doing reversals. I'm going to be doing a reading for you after that with the bone runes for your message from the ancestors. So, let's see what message we have. We have the Three of Wands. So you're sort of actively waiting. So there's a sense of active waiting. Move everybody over here, and let's see what the message is from your ancestors to do with that. Okay. Let's see. And I'm just going to throw down one more on top and on the bottom for clarity. Okay, so we have manas as your central issue, which is your sense of belonging in the world, your feeling of being in the right place, being in the place where you belong. It's like you are sort of shopping for that right now. Not like you're shopping, but you're sort of, you have these three choices happening with your will of where you're going to go with this. You are kind of like, you've already made your decision on which one is sort of where you feel you belong, but there's these two other ones also have good arguments. So leading up to this, we have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift, and it has to do with sometimes one-on-one relationships, but also agreements, decisions, and goals. So you've sort of made a decision, and you've sort of have an agreement with at least one other person, like possibly, or with yourself, to do this. So you're coming on this focus of where do I belong, and feeling like I want to be where I belong. So what's actually going to help you is, this is kind of interesting. So this is Nauthiz, it's the rune of need. It is reversed, so it means like drop everything need. And this is Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm and chaos and natural energies and the uncontrolled uncontrollables. So it's sort of like, at this point, what will help you is just open it up, first of all, it's almost like you're waiting for nature to decide. And that actually ties in with this card here, because look at the huge vast ocean between your ship and you at this point. So again, you've already made your decision here, but these other two have good arguments too. You're sort of, right now you're waiting for nature to sort of help choose for you and eliminate the other choices. And so here's you clinging on to your thing that you feel that you really need. And so like what you really need will be left when the hailstorm comes by. Like when the hailstorm blows through and nature will make the choice for you, you will actually find yourself holding the right choice, is what this seems to say, is what's going to help. So hold on. And these are still, the other two are still sort of You're still thinking about them. So let nature decide for you in this case. So what won't help is we have Dagas, which is the rune of the breakthrough of the day, and we have Avas, which is the rune of the horse, which has to do with movement and also spirit. So what is not going to help? This is always the opposite of this. So not moving is ultimately, you're worried that you're not making it, you're not moving at the moment, and that's going to drag you down. You're also, it's almost like you're afraid of the decision. You're afraid of the big revelation that's going to reveal this. You know, this is quite tricky. So for the sake of the ancestors, I'm actually going to throw down one more each. Okay, let's see. So there is a certain stubbornness. You've been at this for a long time, and it's sort of like a stubbornness of not wanting to end this. Like, you sort of have access to the other two, but if you go with this, it's going to be like, this is going to be your focus. So stubbornness, which leads to lack of action, which leads to feeling overwhelmed by the choice, I think is what isn't going to help. So if this starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to where you feel like the constraint of the need to be able to choose, but you are also letting you're sort of turning your heart over to nature, to let nature help decide. This is Lagus, the lake, water, emotion, intuition, and heart. It is reversed, but it's on the upper line. So you're sort of letting your deepest heart guide nature to decide for you. That's great. And at that point, then you can finally have clarity. Then, and this really reflects, this is Isa, it's ice. It has to do with standstill, but also has to do with stillness and also clarity. And so it also reflects this, the one, your final choice in the card. So, wow. So basically you started with, okay, I have to make a decision. You're sort of like, where do I belong? You're clinging to the one that you've already sort of decided on, but the other ones still have a good argument. Letting nature decide, like tapping into your deepest heart and letting nature decide, and you will be left holding the one true path. So that is your message from ancestors, black and gold bat people. That's really intense, and I wish you all the best. Joyous Samhain. Have a lovely time, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, purple wing bat people. So I'm going to move the cute little purple wing bat over here, and I'm going to turn this card over. This is, if it's upside down, I'll turn it back right side up. This is part of your message from the ancestors, so let's have a look. And we have the Queen of Swords, someone who nurtures communication and energy. So let's see what the runes have to say to clarify this message from your ancestors. Ooh, a lot of them. Okay. Blank rune. Barakana. Now these reversed again in that spot. It was in the same spot in the last reading. That's really interesting, but I'm sure it'll have a completely different meaning in this reading because it's a different reading and in a different arrangement. Okay. And one more. Let's have a look. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you're in a situation where you have this energy, and you are interested in directing this energy in a creative way. However, you're sort of in a state of blankness. You know, when I first started to learn scrying, I would do the thing where I would look at the thing and things would cloud in, it would do the cloud, but then nothing would happen. And it turned out years later I learned that you actually have to go into it with a question so that anything will appear. So anyway, basically you're ready. And you're ready, but nothing is appearing because you have to take that step. You know, it's another really good example, and this is, and I have no affiliation with a Disney company at all, but this is a reference to a recent movie, Moana, one of the really neat things they did with Moana was with the ocean. The ocean didn't move until she did. So the ocean, until she took a step, the ocean wouldn't move. And that's basically where you're at. You're ready. You have the energy. You have this. You have the power. But it's a blank screen at the moment. So you've recently just come into, here's Berkana. Berkana is the rune of beginnings and birth. It's a birch tree. And you've recently come sort of awakened into this new self. It's sort of like this you've become, and so now you have this energy and you have this power that you know you have, and you want to do something with it, but here you are, it's like, okay, but what? So what's going to help you here is we have Kaunaz reversed and we have Nauthiz reversed. So Kaunaz reversed, Kaunaz is the rune of the fire and the torch, and reversed it has, so when it's upright, it has to do with something that starts small and then expands and opens out. Whereas when it's reversed, it has to do with honing down to a point, focus. So you're going to sort of hone your focus on what you really, really need. And this is not just what you kind of want. This is what you absolutely drop everything needs. So start with that, and that's what's going to start to direct your energy. So like, where do I need to direct my energy? Well, you know what? I'm going to start with what I really, really need. What won't help is we have Laguz, which is the rune of the lake, and emotion, intuition, and heart. And we have Isa, which is the rune of ice and standstill. So what won't help is you're kind of worried about your heart. You're worried about where your heart's desire is, and that is causing you to freeze. So you're sort of questioning your heart, and that's not going to help. So if you're questioning your heart, and honestly, that's something that you probably want to let lead. If you're questioning your emotions and if you're questioning your heart, you might freeze and not be able to take that step. But it's a safe bet that what you really, really absolutely need is a good place to turn your focus. So start by turning your energy on the things you need. And once you get that cleared, then you're gonna know what your next thing is. It's gonna unclutter things, and you're gonna be able to see where you're going. And what this will lead to is we have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm, natural energies, natural forces. Yes, chaos and destruction sometimes, but it's more along the lines of after you clear what you need, you will see more. You'll be able to see more you'll be stepping into your natural energies. And I'm actually going to add a little bit. I did a little bit on the last reading as well, so this is sort of balancing it. Just going to give you one more line just to okay. In brief, after you've tended your needs and you come into this feeling of, okay, I'm one with energy and natural forces, what's going to help is tap into your inner spirit. This is Avaz, it's the horse spirit movement, but inwardly. That's going to help you navigate the chaos. What won't help is you're going to feel a bit overwhelmed. Once you clear this, it's as though you were in a big cluttered room and you cleaned the room. And then once you cleaned the room, you saw out the window that it was a big, massive, crazy storm outside. So you have to go out and you have to step into that. And your inner spirit is going to help you navigate that. Try not to be overwhelmed. If you start to feel overwhelmed, bring yourself back to tapping into your spirit. And what this is going to lead to is a greater feeling of being able to stand on your own. We have Algae is reversed. Algae is the rune of protection and support. It's the moose, and also known as the elk. And this is what it's going to lead to. Once you start to let your inner spirit guide you, you are going to see how able to protect yourself you are and how able to stand on your own you are. And that, Purple Wing Bat people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely Samhain and a lovely day or evening wherever you are. And take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Flying Fox Bat people. Little Flying Fox Bat. They're so cute. They have such cute little faces. But anyway, we're doing a reading. So this is going to be a reading message from your ancestors. I'm going to move the little flying fox bat over here, and I'm going to move the card over here. I'm going to turn over the card. If it's upside down, I'm going to turn it right side up because we're not doing reversals. And we're going to see what message your ancestors have for you. Okay, so we have 10 of Wands. it's, some people see this as burdens and some people see this as accomplishments, and it is both. It's you are burdened by glorious accomplishments, and you have a lot in hand, and you are moving forward into the world with these, which can be communication, but also your will. So, so let's see what the runes have to say to elaborate on this message from your ancestors. So let's see. Okay. Oh, this is the one with that weird Savilo that they have, but that's okay. The bone set with the weird Savilo. Oh, I already did that. Because this goes here. Okay. So, your central issue is we have Ansus, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's also, when it's reversed, which it is, it has to do with listening. It has to do with silence. It has to do with listening to your inner voice. And I think, given that he has a lot that he's sort of burdened with, that he's carrying forward, I'm going to read this as you've been silent for too long. You have a lot to communicate, and you are now wanting to do something about that. Leading up to this, you've sort of really come into feeling that you're where you need to be in your right place in the world, to feel you belong. You've really come into that, and so you have been listening and you have been silent for a long time, but you do have all these things to communicate, and you do have a lot that you want to do. So what's going to help you is, one, let go of stubbornness, but also tap into your inner strength. And two, that will help you tend the needs that you need to tend in order to move forward. What won't help is you're going to feel like your heart is so big at this point and so full that you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to worry about burning out. Lagus, rune of the lake, emotion, intuition, and heart, and Sovila, which is the rune of the sun. So you're going to be a bit worried about energy because your heart is just so overflowing at this point. So bring yourself back up to here. Remember, you are strong inwardly, and let go of stubbornness, because maybe part of it's been that you haven't been releasing any of this. You've just been carrying it. And basically tend your needs. Really, really tend your needs. Like drop everything and tend your needs. There are things that have been left for too long. And what this will lead to is an end of the chapter of the journey that you're currently on. This is Raida, which is the riding rune. Ooh, blank rune. Raida, which is the riding rune, and the journey that you're on. So you're sort of ending a chapter. Beautiful. You're ending a chapter at this point. What will help is open up to the unknown. You've been sort of in this sort of rut for a while. Open up to the new ground, to the unknown. You're sort of closing this chapter of when you were silent, and you're moving forward. What won't help is don't freeze. You will be tempted to freeze in this new ground. Try not to get stuck. Just bring yourself out and go, okay, you know what? I've practiced for a very long time to get to this point, and I'm moving forward. And you will move forward, but you won't move forward overwhelmingly. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree, and it has to do with patience and slow development and slow growth. So don't panic. Yes, you will be moving into new ground once you take care of your needs at the stage at which you are. Then you can close the book on the previous journey that you were on, and then start the slow, step-by-step journey that you are going to be on into the future. And that, Flying Fox Bat people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely Samhain. Have a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.